Students, in this lecture I am going to discuss with you the summary of the text Religio Medici that has been written down by Sir Thomas Browne. Sir Thomas Browne wrote this text at the age of 33, and it is an explanation and analysis of his religious belief in relationship to his profession as a medical doctor. This text was intended as a personal meditation, as Religio Medici circulated earlier. Religio Medici circulated in manuscript form for several years, and it was circulated as an unauthorized text. When a critical response to it was published, only then Browne started looking for the publication of a new one, and then its authorized edition appeared, and both the documents appearing during an era of social and religious upheaval, when men could be executed for expressing their religious beliefs, presents a tactful expression of a spiritual life shaped by Christian doctrine, medieval and classical thinking, and explosion of knowledge occurring in the 17th century. As the author says that it is not a spiritual autobiography, but it is the true anatomy of myself. Here the author is going to explain that what is his view regarding Christianity, regarding his religion. This text has been divided into two parts, and the first part explores faith and implicitly hope. The second explains charity. In the preface, Browne disclaims the thoughts contained in the works as connected to the time in which they were written. He explains that his meditation is not a scholarly work. His meditation is not a scholarly work, and asks the reader to read with a mind informed by faith and open to accept his imaginative self exploration. What is it? His self exploration regarding his religious belief. Browne affirms that he has had a happy, serene, and long connection with the and belief in Christianity as handed down to him through the Church of England and the Reformation. He believes in divine providence, realizing that some aspects of faith cannot be understood. He eagerly delights in mystery, stating that he is a man capable of living with uncertainties, meaning by we all are able, or we all are having a strength that makes us to survive in uncertainties. Okay, Browne accepts the doctrine of his church, but allows himself in the meditation to focus on what would be his ideal relation to God. He says that he announces here, Browne announces his fondness, his likeness for Anglo-Catholic rituals, but at the same time he reveals his belief in Calvinist predestination. Here he denounces religious persecution, but thinks that many religious martyrs not particularly admirable. He believes in witches, but expresses his doubts of later day miracles. अब क्या है बेटा कि here he is expressing the contradictions of his mind. Further, he would like to subscribe to the heresy that all souls are at last saved, and prefers and not to judge Turks and Jews who are called heretics. He accepts church doctrine as the practical course and does not wish to promote fragmentation within the church. He is not going to promote fragmentation. as church was divided into two parts. This easy acceptance of differences sets him apart from many religious zealots of his day and places him in the tradition. Brown's meditation revolves around faith, hope for salvation, and charity. He describes his faith as an Anglican, explaining that he embraced this Protestant religion that he was born into, guided through by his parents. As you read the introduction of or you start reading the text here. Sir Thomas Brown introduction is given here. He accepts that it has been, or he has got this from his parents, and appreciation and acceptance of God and Christ result from reason, observation and faith. Reason demands study and understanding of scripture and church doctrine. It is supported by observation of nature. Brown's profession, that of a medical doctor, who was he? He was a medical doctor, has led him to God by causing him to look closely at nature, discovering the discernible perfection of the created world. Nothing in the world is ugly or grotesque. Everything is harmonious and connected. He is just going to tell you about the connection between humanity and religion. Who he calls amphibians connect to the spiritual angels and material beasts. In addition, people contain the entire world within themselves, perfect microcosm. As you read the text, you will find all these things are available there. In addition to reason and observation, belief requires faith. The author is going to focus on this issue. Faith necessitates acceptance of mystery. When you do believe in religion, then obviously you are going to accept the miracles, accept the mysteries. Brown regrets that so many wise philosophers, they had not been able to do that. Brown delights in mystery, finding his faith the richer for it. Christianity is richer just because of his belief in mysteries. Okay, faith is required for salvation, assured only for those who believe in the incarnation. Okay, this kind of speculation reflects Brown's a typical tolerance in this era of religious extremism. Although he accepts church doctrine, he does hold hope that God in his mercy will provide for those good people who did not have the opportunity to exercise faith. Knowing the difficulties people face in life, Brown refuses to judge others. Okay, he was one more thing that should keep in mind while reading the text. He was deeply influenced by Baconian scientific revolution inquiry, and Brown's literary works are permeated by references to classical and biblical sources, as well as the idiosyncrasies of his own personalities, and his writings are characterized by wit and subtle humor. Okay beta, it's enough. In next lecture we start with the text. Okay, bye beta.